All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? What's going on? Ladies and gentlemen. There we go. There we go. All right. How's everybody doing? What's good? I don't know what's going on with the screen. It's kind of odd. Oh, there we go. All righty. Check 1, 2. We are live. There we go. All right. Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. Welcome everybody on Labor Day. I was going to say Labor Day weekend, but we are in Labor Day. So, yeah, something went down this past weekend, specifically on a Saturday. And, yeah, we're going to get into it, man. We're going to break some stuff down. All right. You know, we went live kind of impromptu when the California Assembly had its floor hearing where they were introducing a bunch of bills, right? And there was two bills in particular. There was the third one, and we'll go into that. We'll explain that. There was a third bill that was brought into play also, and this is all in regards to foundational Black Americans. And the question is, has the California Democrats started a war with the lineage of FBA? This is What's the 411 News. Let's go. Welcome Black to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it. Yes, indeed. Welcome back, everybody, to What's the 411 News. And yeah, we're going to get into it today. All right. We're going to get into it today. We are talking about what took place at the California Assembly. All right. We're going to talk about what took place at the California Assembly floor hearing. All right. And so it's a lot of stuff that went down. As a matter of fact, let me cue some things up real quick as we talk here. Hope you guys are having a good Labor Day. Let me pull up some things here, at least get them queued up. All right. Because we're going to go into a few things here. We're going to talk about a few things. Let me see here, make sure this is what I'm looking for. All right. I wonder if I can do all of this at one time. Nope, can't do it. So let me pull that up. Let me make sure.
Bring the bills up now.
All right. Let me see if I can pull another one up. Y'all excuse me for a minute. All right. I just got to pull these things up here. Didn't get them in order. All right. We're going to get them all queued up. Get them queued up and booed up. I should have switched places with that one, but that's all right. All right. So we got a lot of video. They're not long, thankfully, but they will definitely give you a clearer picture. All right. You guys see all those. Let me see what was that number? That was number what? right. That was 2, so we got 3, 1, and 2. So 1, 2, and 3. All right. Okay. Get some more up here in a sec. I think at least 2 more videos we're going to try to get pulled up here. All right. So you guys just bear with me as we get this queued up. Appreciate y'all for coming in. Be sure to share the this broadcast, because we're really gonna break some stuff down and let you know what went down. All right. I think. Let me see. Let me know. Oh, okay. One more after this one.
Now move to take.
Gonna get out of that one. One more. Has the California Democrats waged war against the foundation of Black Americans? Let me see here. What else we got? We got this one right here. Oh, we got one more. Man, I got a gang of videos today. We gonna show y'all some stuff today. All right. You know, cause we want to give you information to where, we're here. What we do is we observe what's going on, the current events, news, past, present, up breaking news, things that come up on the fly, and we interpret the news, break down things, because you'll hear things or you read things online, or you hear stuff, or you might watch rallies and things like that, and a lot of times you'll hear stuff and watch them, but because you are so into whatever, sometimes things might slide by you, or people are so hyped up and happy that sometimes things might fly past your radar, and you don't realize certain things were said. Get that out the way. Okay, there we go. We got quite a bit of videos, and so that's what we do here, and we also give our commentary. All right, got to add the commentary in there. So we are talking about it. You guys see on the screen the California Assembly floor hearing, and there was a couple of bills. There was 3, but there was 2 that was really the main bills, Senate bills, that people were focusing on, that will bring resources to the descendants of Americans slaves. All right, you put it like that. And so one of the bills was Senate Bill, or SB 1403, which is the Freedmen Agency. All right, that would be the agency, how would I say, that would kind of house, would be like the house. There was another thing I was thinking of, like you got Cities for Action, and you have what's the other one? Something for New Americas, Office of New Americas, Cities for Action. You have that type of agencies that's going to look out for illegal immigrants and legal immigrants. So the Freedmen Agency would be something similar to the Cities for Action and the Office of New Americas or New Americans, but it'll be specific for the lineage of those who are the descendants of those who were enslaved in the United States and built this country. All right. So that was one of the bills, 1403, right? So we have that. And then you have the SB bill 1331, right? 1331, and that's the reparations fund, all right, which would be a new account in the state treasury for a specific lineage, and that lineage is the Negro, the freedmen, the foundational Black Americans, so on and so forth. Those who have can trace their lineage back to a time in the 1800s, the 1700s, the 1600s, 15, and maybe even the 1400s, if you can trace your lineage that far back. And we are the descendants of those folks. They were enslaved, mistreated bad, made to work, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. One generation dies out. They breed. They have a breeding farms, and they build up from that, from somebody still living in that generation, breed them up, and then there's a new set of slaves, and that situation was going on and on and on for hundreds of years, and we are linked to that. And they built this country, grew things, built things, and never got paid for it, right? So just to put this in another way, imagine I have a business and I hire you to work. I hire you, your family, your friends, friends of friends, whoever, right? And I just got y'all working for years. When y'all die off, by then you have other family members that are little, you breeding them up. I make sure they got a job, and the cycle continues where that family is working. So all these families is working at my business, and I hired them, and I never pay you. I never pay all these generations of people, right? For a year, hundreds of years. Okay, well, if I'm not here anymore, then my children's children are now the bosses, the CEOs of the company, and then they're taking care of, they having your family that's working for us, for my company that I built, and never pay you, never pay the families for hundreds of years. You will want some money back, right? For all those years your family worked for my company, I never paid them, but they just worked. I always promised, oh, I'll pay you. And you just kept working and working. Well, that's what happened with the slaves, with foundational Black Americans, ancestors. We've been building this country and building this country and building this country and building this country to make it what it became. And no one's ever got paid for it, right? And then a lot of other things came into play. A lot of little funny laws started coming into play where we still was getting mistreated. So that's one of my ways of explaining it. And so what the SB 1331 is, the reparations fund, a new account in state treasury for specific lineage, right? So, but there was another one, and I think it was Senate Bill 1050, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on it, but I think it was 1050. And what 1050 was it was kind of like the legislative arm that will be attached to the Freedmen Agency, is the best way I can explain it. But we'll go back to the Freedmen Agency bill real quick. So I think 1050 was related to, it was like the arm of, if you will, not like a literal arm, but the control base, or would it be a set of rules or maybe people monitoring, and it would be connected to the Freedmen Agency, right? That bill was passed or voted on at that California Assembly. But it really has no bearing because the Freedmen Agency was not put on the floor. Okay, if you guys following me. So regardless of them pushing that 1050 SB that bill, that 1050 bill, that will be attached to the Freedmen Agency. But if they never bother to bring the Freedmen Agency to the floor, that's 1403, what you guys see on the screen. And if they didn't bring, which in particular, the 1050 bill would be attached to the Freedmen Agency, right? Bill. They would kind of be hand in hand, right? But the Freedmen bill wasn't brought on the floor, and 1331, the reparations fund, wasn't brought on the floor. So that 1050 bill, even if they passed it or voted on it, put a yay to it, a yes to it, it doesn't mean nothing. So that seems like it's kind of sabotage. It's like one of those symbolic things where they say, we're going to give you black folks something. We're going to give you a national holiday, Juneteenth. Now you get to be off that day. Yay! You get something. It's kind of like that, a symbolic thing. Doesn't mean much because the Freedmen Agency wasn't put into play. All right. So, with that being said, we're going to get into the sabotaging that took place. All right. So, you have the CLBC, the California Legislative Black Caucus, which I think is one white guy, I think is in there. And the rest of them is black. I'm not sure if all of them is black American or most of them, but these are a set of black people that you would think would be for the black people, the black Americans in California. But there was, some things said there was a lot of sabotage going on. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So you have Stephen Bradford, which is a member of the CLBC, right? He introduced the bills. I don't know if he did all three or just these two. So Stephen Bradford, part of the California Legislative Black Caucus, right? On his own, he introduced, let's go back. He introduced the Freedmen Agency Bill, right? SB 1403. And he introduced SB 1331, which is the Reparations Fund. Did this on his own, from what I understand, right? So he did that. Now, once he does that, my understanding is, and anybody can put in the comments, correct me if need be. We'll post it up. So my understanding is he presented those bills, he introduced those bills independently. So meaning it wasn't just one bill and a whole bunch of stuff in it. He did the 1403 is this, the 1331, and I don't know if he put in the 1050 or not. I'm not sure about the 1050 bill, right? So they were independent bills. Again, let's break it down. 1403 and 1331. Stephen Bradford, who is part of the CLBC, introduced those bills. Okay. So all that needed to be done is one of those members, one of those black members, all they needed to do is bring those bills to the floor of the assembly to be voted on. Because then supposedly there will be some people to actually vote on those bills, right? And this is why we've been telling you, not necessarily about Kamala, although she's Democrat. We trying to show you that these Democrats do not care about black Americans. You see all the stuff that's going on, right? Because there's a lot of you black Americans that's still going to vote Democrat all the way up and down the line, and you really need to see what's going on. So we showing you what's going on, all right? And maybe after you see what's going on, you might want to make some decisions, because what is looking like, a lot of people are going to vote Democrat, and we talking about black Americans in particular. You're going to vote for Democrat to your own demise, all right? Because these folks are slick. And I say the real truth inside this truth is that the system don't care about none of y'all really. Me, you, all right? They're just gonna use people, and I've said this to somebody, and I'm not gonna say any more details about that, get into that. I'm just gonna say I said to somebody that I put they, I think I said they, or I typed it out to them. They are gonna put people in place to do certain things. And now I'm going to show you that that's exactly what went down. Okay? It's just from paying enough attention and seeing things, and you start going, oh, wait a minute. Oh, they trying to do X, Y, and Z. I catching what they doing. So when I try to tell the person, yeah, you might want to look into some stuff, keep researching, because something, something, something. And then I put in, they also put people in play to do certain things, to manipulate certain things. This was recent. I'm not gonna say nothing else about that, but I'm showing you that's what went down. So let's go back. Stephen Bradford, I think his name's Stephen Bradford. He's one of the congressional or the California legislative Black Caucus members. Members of Black people, Black Caucus in California. I think it's one white guy or Hispanic or something like that in that particular caucus. And so he introduced these two bills. Again, I'm not going to keep harping on these things. 1403 and 1331, right? So all that had to be done is one of these black members needed to go to the floor, all right? Bring these bills to the floor of the assembly and have them voted on. Because then there'll be somebody to say yay and a and yeah, I'm with it. I'm just kind of putting in maybe street terms, maybe hood terms, maybe sitting down with your family. Yeah, I'm with that. I vote on that. So we put in that terms, all right? A little bit. I kind of dodge back and forth. That's all they had to do, right? That's all that had to be done. And I guess it might be a good time to play a video before I go on to the next thing. Or should I just go on with this? I tell you what, let's go on with this and I'll play the videos here in a second. So I put out a bill, I introduce it, and all that needed to be done is one of the members of my group, one of the black people in my group, just needed to bring that bill to the floor. Hey, I want to say SB 1403, Freedmen Agency, the SB 1331, Reparations Fund, and then I guess say a little things about them, and then people can vote on it. That's all that needed to be done. And I think all they needed was one person to do it, if I'm not mistaken. But don't hold me to that. Put it in the comments if you know better. I'm always willing to learn. If I make the mistake on that, just put it on there. Let me know. All right. But that's to my understanding. I think one member just needed to um, bring that bill to the floor. Okay. So, but then there was word, right? The word went out. It was rumored that the CLBC members didn't want to bring the bills to the floor. And the reason why they didn't want to, that was rumored that the reason why they didn't want to do it is because they were mad at Stephen Bradley for being a lone wolf to introduce those bills, right? Now, these are other black people that could have brought this bill to the floor of the CLBC. They black. Stephen Bradford, I believe, is black. He introduced this bill for black Americans in particular, a specific group. It's not for Hispanics. It's not for Asians, so on and so forth. It's for a lineage, specific lineage. The ball was in their hands. Stephen Bradford said, look, I'm going to introduce these bills. I'm going to write them up, blah, 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 introduce. One of y'all in my crew need to go bring it to the floor. And then somebody vote, and some people need to vote on it. We can get it started. Now, these two bills If I'm not mistaken, y'all could correct me on that. I don't mind being corrected on it. 1403 and 1331 has nothing to do with money at this point. It's just the Freedmen Agency. I just told y'all earlier. It's just to create a agency like I've went on my podcast. Some of y'all might have watched my podcast episodes that I did more recently of the Cities for Action and the Office for New Americans, right? Those are agencies, so to speak. They're set up to look out for a specific group of people. Well, they wanted to create the Freedmen Agency for a specific group of people. Those people are the Black Americans who they could trace their lineage back to those who were enslaved in this country and built this country up, never got compensated for it. That doesn't involve money at this point. And then the reparations fund, I think it was just to set up an account. So down the road, money can be put in an account if I'm not mistaken, and that's how it goes. Again, feel free to throw it in the comments as we are live right now and I'm explaining it, right? So the reparations fund is just an account. Like you go to the bank, you want to set up a checking account, right? All right, I guess it's similar to that, right? But all these black folks that's supposed to be for black folks, they didn't want to put the bill on the, they didn't want to bring the bill to the floor. That's all that needed to be done because they was mad at Stephen Bradford, another one of their members. They mad at him because, oh, you want to be the lone wolf and you want to present these bills. So that's how a lot of black folks, your own people will sabotage you. Your own people. All right? Let's keep it a buck. Your own people will sabotage you. A lot of that goes on now. Not even just in government, just regular family situations. Your family members that do this to you wrong, do that to you wrong. Own people didn't want to do it because they was mad at their other group member because he wanted to put it himself. Oh, we mad at you. That's the rumor. All right. So we got that. All right. Also rumored, we got the governor of California. That's like the president of the United States, just for that state. For some of y'all, it might be some kids watching. It might be some youngers, and I hope y'all watching. You might be 15, 16, 17, 18. Hope you guys are watching. Have your kids watch this as well, and they can get some learning on, just in case they're watching. I'm saying it for that purpose, to break down what the governor does. Kind of, he's like the president of a state. Every state has their own governor or president, if you will. So another one of the rumors was that the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, didn't want to sign any of those bills. What bills you talking about, my man? The 1403 and the 1331. Now, keep in mind, I think it was 1050. I think that was may have been voted on or at least brought to the floor. I think it might have been voted on. And that would have been part of the Freedmen Agency, but it doesn't mean anything even if they voted on it, if they said yes for it, because you need the Freedmen Agency to go with that 1050 bill. So it's like null and void. Sabotage going on. Hopefully I'm explaining this where you picking it up and getting it. All right. So now it's rumored that the governor, Gavin Newsom, don't want to fool with the bill. These are all Democrats we talking about. See, I'm gonna reel it back into Democrats. A lot of y'all gonna vote Democrat because you feeling Kamala, you feeling, oh, she a black woman. 1,000 times people done said that she wasn't black. She went on there, had that interview, and she was Dana Bash asked her about that Trump brought that up, and all she can do, you could tell on her face. If you know how to read body language, you could tell on her face in that interview. She was embarrassed. She didn't know what to say. She was nervous. And all she would do is the same old trick, the same old gameplay, the same old trick play. Next question. All you had to do is say, yes, I am black. and here's how I'm black. She did none of that. But kind of reeling it back into Gavin Newsom, all those Democrats are staying kind of on code, if you will. They staying on code. They're following the same play. And I think I brought this up some time ago. I might have said this. I don't know if I said it here or on my podcast channel, but I brought up that they were bringing in a lot of the people across the border. I said mainly to get them to vote and had something to do with this presidential election. I don't know if they'll be able to approve all of that. All these illegal people just being allowed to just come on over, and all of a sudden they get all the benefits. They get all this stuff. They get $10,000, $13,000 cards. You getting 5-star hotels. You getting house. Now another thing in California is now they're giving approving like the $150,000 for housing, if I'm not mistaken. Yo, I'm telling you, it's crazy. And a lot of you are voting for these Democrats. That's not saying I'm caping. I'm not saying I'm caping for Republicans, and that's how I'm rolling with. But you got to send these Democrats a message, because if you start looking at what's going on, something is going to go down. All right. I'm just saying, if you're paying attention. So back to Gavin Newsom, because they're all kind of going to be linked together, right? They're going to still kind of hold that same playbook. None of them want to fool with reparations. Van Jones mentioned recently, and I think Kamala said it on the convention, the DNC, right? In her speech. That's why I say you got to listen to people when they say stuff, and then maybe go back when it's all said and done and watch watch the replay over, and just listen and take notes, because she said it in the speech. She clued in on it. Then she said a while. She said in 2020, I think, I'm not gonna do nothing specifically. Everybody know that one now. That's been all over the place. I'm not gonna do nothing specifically for black people. No. And if I do something for black people, everybody gonna benefit. So she telling you she ain't doing nothing for black people. She's standing on it. But a lot of you black people gonna vote for her and for them, and you're gonna vote for the demise. I'm telling you. But do what you want. So they're all on code. So Gavin Newsom is rumored to not want to sign the bill because he has aspirations of his own. Maybe one of them aspirations is to try to run for president in the next 4 or 8 years. And if he were to sign this bill, let me see something real quick. If he were to sign this bill, yeah, give me a sec. There we go. Back in it to win it. If he were to sign this bill now, or would have went through signing it, they would have hung him to dry. He wouldn't have had ain't no way. They probably would have blocked him from any aspirations of being president. It's got to be he had aspirations for something, that if he went on and voted for this thing or signed the bill, and it get back to the big dogs, they're gonna be like, nah, homie, we're not doing it. You're not going too far with us. So he didn't want to mess those chances up. All right. He didn't want to mess those chances up. So we have that situation there. So are the California Democrats waging war on foundational black Americans? Because the jig is up. Everybody's starting to see it now. They're trying to, in the political sense, erase black Americans out the picture, because there is a history of black Americans always standing up when it was time to stand up, and they know that. So them same genes that's in all of us is still there from years ago. So they know about us. You might hear people saying that sometimes. And some of you might be thinking, oh, he's talking this far-fetched stuff, this black stuff. Okay. I'm just bringing stuff out, trying to let you see. So we got that situation, right? And so what ended up happening, let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, hold on, let me get it pulled up here. So what ended up happening, as you guys, so for those who watched it, watched me live Saturday, what ended up happening was the CLBC ended up putting out a statement, a release. Let's see if I can find. There we go. Hopefully it'll still be there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay. So now we're gonna pull that up. So for those who watched me know what I'm talking about, who watched this Saturday know what I'm talking about. So what ended up happening was the CLBC, they was, and another thing was going on at the assembly. They wasn't putting the bills in order, like the numbers. So they'll go from assembly bill, it'll be AB for assembly bill or SB for Senate bill. So they might go SB 829, and then they'll go up all the way to SB, then for the next one SB 1530, and then they'll go AB 735. So they didn't stay in the number orders. They just kind of ricocheted back and forth, bing 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 bing. And a lot of people was watching live, was watching the hearing, because they wanted to see those two bills, the 1403, the 1331, being presented, being brought to the floor. And it never happened. All right. So there we go. As you guys see on the screen right now, they put out a statement somewhere in between, I say within an hour, I say close to the 2 hour, maybe an hour and a half mark, 2 hours, as they were still going back and forth on the floor. California time, they doing California time. So by the time they was finished, it was almost midnight for California, because they had to get all these bills through. They had to run all these bills through. And Saturday, August 31st, that just passed, was the deadline. So they had to run all these bills through. So people was watching to see if 1403 and 1331 would be brought up. And somewhere in between there, within the 2 hours in or so, what you guys see on the screen was the CLBC statement, right? And I'm not going to read it. I've read it before. So in a nutshell, all these black folks in the Black Caucus were saying, hey, we're not going to bring up, I'm just paraphrasing now, we're not going to bring up the 1403 and the 1331 because it's not in our reparations package. So we're going to do one of them for the next session, which is the 1403, and the 1331 we're going to present for next year. All right. So that's pretty much what took place with that. All right. So that's that in a nutshell. So once that came out, black folks was pissed, because folks already knew what was up. They knew what was going to go down. And they actually went on and did that. And I guess they had to come out and say something, because they know there was black people in the building that was confronting some of these CLBCs. And so that's where we're going to get into the video. All right. That's where we're going to get into the videos. So I'm going to try to play them all in order the best I can. And so we're going to play this first one. All right. And I believe this was while things were still in play, going on and happening. And so yeah, guys can just see, what took place. All right. So this is what one of the situations that went down.
Yeah, no reparation, no vote. If you don't give us no reparation, you ain't getting no vote. Y'all gave the legal reparation. Y'all gave us free health care with no pushback.
All right. So that was one of them. That lady there with the glasses, I think, is Lori Wilson. And I think she is part of the CLBC. So they were, people, you see the guy in the front was talking to her, trying to tell her, like, hey, you really got to vote on these bills. Don't let us down. Vote on these bills. This really needs to be done because you're giving all these resources to all these other folks. You're giving them to the Spanish folks. You're giving them to other people. And we really need this voted on. We need it brought to the floor so it can be voted on. All right. So they was talking to her. So I think that was Lori Wilson, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So we have that. All right. So now we move her out the way. So now we have this video here. Let's get into this one. Give us the vote! 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 So, give us the vote! Give us the vote! Give us the... So they was getting on Lori Wilson. I think that's her, Lori Wilson. I might have another video I need to pull up. Doesn't have any audio to it, just so you can see who the members are, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can get that pulled up. Oh, I might be able to find it. So they was getting on her bumper a little bit, like, hey, we need this vote. If you don't do this vote, no reparations, no vote. We're not gonna give it to you, Democrats. And again, like I said, these are other black people. Now, one could say you don't really know what's going on, and there might be some other things, but it's a little bit too obvious at this point what's actually went down. All right, it's a little too obvious. A little too obvious. So let's pull up this video real quick.
To bring the bills up now. These are their bills. They have their names on the bills. They killing their own bills because they scared of the government. Now, listen, they gonna see this and they gonna get mad at us. They killing their own bills, then they gonna get mad at us. They killing their own bills because they scared of the government. Okay? We don't care.
We need to
Bring the goddamn bills up now.
The governor needs to understand that the world is watching California, and this is going to have a direct impact on your friend Kamala Harris, who's running for president. This is going to have a direct impact. So pull up the bills now, vote on them, and sign them.
We have
We've
the votes.
been waiting for over 400 years.
You heard what she said? We've been waiting for this for over 400 years. All of our enslaved ancestors been working their butts off, building up the U.S., getting no compensation for it, and all we asking you is to get these bills on the floor, sign these bills, vote on these bills, have them signed. A Freedmen Agency, reparations fund. Reparations fund is just an account. I guess later on money would go into that account, and then it could be disseminated to those who are, and I guess can be proved that they are descendants of those who were enslaved in America. So 400 years versus 2, 3, 4 years of people coming across the border. And as soon as they come across the border, it's like, you get a check, you get a check, you get a check, you get a house, you get a house, you get a house. Come on in, you get all this. And it's, I don't know if people don't find that weird or funny. And this is under the Democrats. I mean, y'all think that's cool? Again, I gave you an example of, if number one, if I had you all working for my company, you work for 50, 60 years, I never pay you, but I always promise to pay you, but I never really pay you. You die out, your children come up, They come and work for my company. You know, I could be gone and I have my families working for the company now. They're the CEOs, the bosses, and it's just generation after generation after generation. We promised to give y'all money, and then one day somebody said, "Wait a minute, it's been 200 years, my families and these people's families, you've been working for your company, and y'all ain't give us nothing." Well, that's what happened with the slaves. They've been building up this country, and getting nothing. And so all the slaves have uh, descendants that are living today that could collect the money for all the work they done. They gave money, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Ukraine getting billions. Latinos came over here. Asians came across the border too. Don't get it twisted. Other Caribbeans came across that border too. Africans came across this border within the last 4 years. You get a car. You get a car. You get a house. You get a hotel. You get this money. You get that card with 13,000 on it, 20,000 on it, 10,000 on it, 5,000 on it. Just coming over 3 or 4 years versus 400 years. All right. I'm just saying. So we're gonna get out of that one. Now we're gonna put this other video up here. This video is a Republican, and we're gonna talk about that. All right, we're gonna talk about that one. This next video I'm gonna pull up is of Republican. He was on Twitter the other day, if I'm not mistaken. I listened in on the Twitter live space as well, and I don't know if this guy is Arabic or Spanish or Italian, but he's a Republican. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he was going to bring the bills to the floor. If I'm not mistaken, if it was either that or he was going to vote on them 1403 and the 1331, if I'm not mistaken. Either he was going to bring them to the floor or vote on them if they was brought to the floor. I think it's bringing to the floor. Correct me in the comments. I'll pull the comments up on screen. Y'all can let me know. But some way he was involved. This is a Republican. Y'all Democrats, right? It was supposed to have been Democrats that was supposed to have been looking out. Now, before I play that, I'm going to also say this. Because, you know, people can run a little play sometimes too. You don't know what their little game plan really is, but you got to look at from different angles, right? So his name is Bill Essely, something like that, right? Now, he could have been doing it to bring embarrassment to the Democrats, to them black folks, them black Democrats that wouldn't put them bills on the floor. It could have been one of those plays. He could have been genuine about doing it because maybe he genuinely feels like, yeah, this specific lineage of black people, they need this. He could genuinely feel that way. Or he can genuinely feel that way a little bit, but also it's like, oh, I got them. I'm going to box them in now. I'm going to make the Democrats look stupid. I'm going to embarrass them because I'm going to go ahead and put it on the floor. I'm going to put it in. It's going to make them look dumb. It's going to make all them black Democrats look stupid. For them not looking out for their own people. That could be the play too. That might be the only play. Or it might be a little of both. So we don't really know. But we got to put that out there for you to think, yo, he could have been just playing a play on them. And it would embarrass them because that's their group of people. There's black people that's wanting these things voted on and signed. It'll do good for a lineage of black people, black Americans. That's an embarrassment to them, to these black caucus people. You got a white Republican dude or whatever ethnicity he is. Of course, he looks white. You got this guy willing to put this on the floor and none of them did it. That's embarrassing. That could have been the play. But I guess when he tried to do that, this is what happened.
Now move to take up AB 1836 by Assemblymember Barricade.
Assembly Bill 1836 by Senator Barricade and regulate the intellectual property.
Respectfully ask your honor.
Thank you, Assemblymember Barricade. Hey! Mr. Bellman,
Now that's the guy you see him yelling. He was yelling, so I'm gonna put it back again. You're gonna see the guy going off, screaming and pounding on the desk. That's the guy who was gonna present these things to the floor for Black Americans.
Now move to take up AB 1836 by Senator Barkan.
Assembly Bill 1836 by Senator Barkan and regulate the intellectual property.
Respectfully ask your editor.
Thank you, Senator Barkan. Hey! Mr. Galvin, you are recognized. Mr. Galvin, you are recognized. I have goddamn right to speak. Hello? You sacrificed that right earlier tonight. Mr. Galvin, you are recognized. Your time is taken. You are out of order. Mr. Gallagher, your time is ticking away. You're now down to 15 seconds, Mr. Gallagher. Do you have testimony, Mr. Gallagher?
Mr. Speaker, I do.
It's not going to shut me up. To shut $500,000.
Thank you, Mr. Gallagher. Seeing and hearing no further debate, clerk will open the roll. All those voting desire to vote. All those voting desire to vote. All those voting desire to vote.
All right, so he was getting mad because what they was doing was trying to bypass him and ignore him. So I think he was trying to put those bills on the floor to be voted on. And they just kept kind of like disregarding him. So you seen the bald-headed black dude, right? I think he's black. With the beard, right? He's part of the CLBC. We're going to play a video in regards to the Bill SLA dude and the bald-headed dude with the beard, right? I'm going to play another video with them in it. So let's play this video one more time.
Now move to take up AB 1836 by Senator Barkan.
Assembly Bill 1836 by Senator Barkan and regulate the intellectual property.
Respectfully ask your editor.
Thank you, Senator Barkan.
Hey!
Mr. Galvin, you are recognized. Mr. Galvin, you are recognized.
I have goddamn right to speak. Hello?
You sacrificed that right earlier tonight. Mr. Galvin, you are recognized. Your time is taken. You are out of order. Mr. Gallagher, your time is ticking away. You're now down to 15 seconds, Mr. Gallagher. Do you have testimony, Mr. Gallagher?
Mr. Speaker, I do.
It's not going to shut me up. To shut $500,000.
Thank you, Mr. Gallagher. Seeing and hearing no further debate, clerk will open the roll. All those voting desire to vote. All those voting desire to vote. All those voting desire to vote.
All right, so that was Bill SLE. Like I said, I don't know if he's Italian or Arabic or Spanish. So this is a Republican. He was on Spaces, I think, like I said, Saturday, I think, on Twitter Live Spaces. I listened in. I kind of was doing some other stuff, but I was listening to him while cleaning up. And he was bringing up, what was going on and what they was trying to do. And so you see in the video, he was being bypassed. They was trying to keep him from bringing up those bills. What bills are we talking about? 1403 and 1331, if I'm not mistaken. And again, feel free to correct your guy if I'm wrong, okay? Feel free to correct me. So we have that. I'm gonna try to hurry up a little bit more here. I don't want this power to go out. So we got that one, right? Now here's another video with the same guy, but you don't see him because he's holding the camera to the bald-headed, I think he's black, with the beard, right? And this is what took place with that.
Assemblyman Mr. Bryan, he's mad I brought up the reparations vote. So he's preventing me from speaking. And he's trying to block my access here. Why are you so upset?
You vote for 3 strikes? You
You put black folks in
I
prisons,
wasn't
but
here
now
for
you
free
want to be
speech.
a reparations person.
Well, I
But you
think we
won't
should
vote
have
for the bill.
We should.
I
we should
supported the
have a
bill all
conversation.
session.
Then bring the bill.
Will you vote for the bill, Mr.
Bring the
Sebi?
bill.
Will you vote for the bill?
Bring it up.
Will you vote for reparations?
Bring
'Cause
it
I would
up.
love it.
Bring it up.
Let's vote for reparations
Bring
together.
it up. Bring it up.
You in, Bill?
Bring it up.
I didn't think so.
Bring it up. I'll vote for it. Bring it up. I'll vote for it.
Now, he said, bring it up. I'll vote for it. Bring it up. I'll vote for it. Now, this is what I was talking about when I said, you know, this might be a thing where I'm gonna try to get a one-up on y'all, and it's gonna be a good look for our party. It's gonna be a bad look for the Democrats. I'm gonna present these bills to be voted on. And so he put the camera on the dude who was like, yo, this guy trying to stop me from, presenting, putting these bills on the floor. Why are you so mad? His name, the bald-headed guy with the beard, that's Isaac. Man, I forgot his name. Hold on. I forget his name. Isaac something. I don't know if it's Brown or Brantley. Might be Brantley. All right, I'm gonna play the video again.
So this is Assemblyman Mr. Bryan. He's mad I brought up the reparations vote. So he's preventing me from speaking.
Isaac Bryant. He said it in the video. Bryant. So the bald-headed dude that you see with his back to the camera, that's Bryant. Isaac Bryant, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So let's play this.
So this is Assemblyman Mr. Bryan. He's mad I brought up the reparations vote. So he's preventing me from speaking. And he's trying to block my access here. Why are you so upset?
You vote for 3 strikes?
So this is Assemblyman Mr. Bryan. He's mad I brought up the reparations vote. So he's preventing me from speaking.
He's mad because I brought up the reparations vote. He's trying to prevent me from speaking. So I don't know if that was tied into when the dude was yelling at first, why you're trying to skip me, you're blocking me. So you got this guy that you see right now with his back turned. He's in the Black Caucus, right? So that guy's actually supposed to be trying to do something about that 1403 and the 1331, if I'm not mistaken. And it seems like a bunch of game playing between him and the Bill SLA guy that I showed you, just seen the video before. You can't see him now because he's holding the phone to the black dude, right? So it seems a little game playing. So the black dude, his name is Isaac. I forgot, I had to play the video again. But Isaac is confronting Bill saying, oh, but at first you was going to put 3 strikes out on black people. Now all of a sudden you a reparationist. Why don't you vote for the bill then? So Isaac is telling Bill, well, why don't you vote for it? And Bill's like, yeah, I'll vote for it. Put it on the floor. Right? So let's play that again.
So this is Assemblyman Mr. Bryan. He's mad I brought up the reparations vote. So he's preventing me from speaking. And he's trying to block my access here. Why are you so upset?
You vote for 3 strikes? You put black folks in prisons, but
here
now
for
you
free
want to
speech.
be a reparations person.
Well,
But you won't
should
vote
have
for the bill. I supported the bill all session.
Then bring the bill.
Will you vote for the bill, Mr.
Bring the
Sebi?
bill.
Will you vote for the bill?
Bring it up.
Will you vote for reparations?
Bring
'Cause
it
I
up.
would love it.
Bring it up.
Let's vote for reparations
Bring
together.
it up. Bring it up.
You in, Bill?
Bring it up.
I didn't think so.
Bring it up. I'll vote for it. Bring it up. I'll vote for it.
So if I'm not mistaken, that's Isaac Bryant. I always keep forgetting his name. Isaac Bryant is the guy whose back you see right now. Back turn. Light skinned, bald-headed dude with the beard. So Isaac Bryant is telling the white dude, or whatever ethnicity he is, Bill, who's in the background because he's holding the camera. He's saying, first you was about putting all these black people in jail. Now you a reparationist? Well, vote for the bill. Vote on it. So what he's trying to do is play to the people who's watching. If anybody got go hold of this video, you might get confused because Isaac Bryan is telling the dude, why don't you vote for it? So you would think, well, this guy's not voting for the bill for the reparations and the Freedmen Agency. But then Bill is telling him, why don't you put the bill on the floor? I'll vote on it. And that's what if I'm not mistaken, that's the process you're supposed to take. You present the bill you bring the bill to the floor to get voted on. And the black dude, when the white guy's telling him, well, put it on the floor. I'm just paraphrasing. Well, put it on the floor. I'll vote on it. And then he says, well, I thought so. You're not going to vote on it. But the key is the light-skinned black dude is not going to put that on the floor. He's going to stay in lockstep with the other CLBC crew. All right? But he's going to try to, if those who ain't really paying attention, if I'm not mistaken, that's what's going on. You'll think that the light-skinned dude is telling the dude, oh, well, why don't you vote on it? But if you don't know how the process works, or even a small, slight bit of how the process works, you'll think like the black dude, you be on the black dude side. But the black dude should be bringing that bill to the floor to get voted on. And he never says that. I'm going to play the video one more time, and we're going to get into the next one. Pay attention.
So this is Assemblyman Mr. Bryan. He's mad I brought up the reparations vote. So he's preventing me from speaking. And he's trying to block my access here. Why are you so upset?
You vote for 3 strikes. You put black folks in prisons, but
here
now
for
you
3
want to be a reparations person.
Well,
But you won't vote
have
for the bill. I supported the bill all session.
Then bring the bill.
Will you vote for the bill, Mr.
Bring the
Sebi?
bill.
Will you vote for the bill?
Bring it up.
Will you vote for reparations?
Bring it
I
up.
would love it.
Bring it up.
Let's vote for reparations
Bring
together.
it up. Bring it up.
You in, Bill?
Bring it up.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Bring it up. I'll vote for it.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Bring it up.
Telling dude, bring the bill
I'll
up.
vote for it.
I'll vote for it. Bring the bill up and I'll vote for it. This guy right here. He's the one that needs to bring that bill up. From my understanding, even from the conversation and the little bit I've learned about how these processes work. Dude that you see on the screen right now is supposed to bring that bill up to get voted on. And then the white guy, I'm going to pull up the other video real quick so you know who I'm talking about. Right there. You see the guy in blue with the blue jacket. And he's going to be pounding on the desk here in a minute. He's getting real upset.
You sacrifice that right.
So the dude that's doing the yelling was the dude that was talking to him.
Bill, Mr.
Bring the
Sebi.
bill.
He was talking to him. The dude that was banging on the table and yelling, he's telling the dude that you see on the screen now, bring the bill up. I'll vote on it. I'm going to say he's a light-skinned black dude. So the light-skinned black dude is supposed to bring that bill up, but he's not going to do it because he's going to stay with he's going to go along to get along. He's going to stay with the CLBC crew, right? And the CLBC crew, they don't want these bills to come out for whatever reason. They make up an excuse. I showed y'all the release statement. I gave a real brief on what it was about, what they were saying. So it's a little back and forth game plan. So if you don't know any better, you might think, well, the light-skinned dude is talking, he's keeping it real. He's telling the dude he ain't voted on it. But that's not how it works. You got to put it on the floor in order for it to get voted on. And the light-skinned black dude you see on the screen now, he's with the CLBC. That's supposed to be the ones that bring it to the floor. He's not doing it. Now, the guy you see on the screen is a Democrat. Democrats supposed to be for black people too, aren't they? Why aren't they? Why is this guy not bringing that bill to the floor? But you're going to vote Democrat. You're going to vote for your demise. And maybe voting for Republican too might be either one of them probably going to be voting for your demise anyway. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying that's how the process works. So if you didn't know how things work, you'll go for the fake game. He's calling him out. He's calling him out. But you ain't gonna vote on it. Well, put it on the floor. Put it on the floor. You ain't gonna vote on it. That's what I thought. You're not gonna vote on this. No, because you ain't bringing it to the floor to be voted on. So that's enough of that, man. I'm not gonna play it again. Y'all just play this back when y'all watch it again. So now let's get into this next video here. Here's a couple of more videos. Let's see, I got this one, this one, this one, that one, and that one. All right. I guess I can move them out the way for now. Those have been seen. Let me just, y'all bear with me for a second here. We'll get those out of the picture. Let me see which one is this. All right, we just seen that one a few times. We'll get that out the way. Let's go into these last two here. What is this girl's name? Weber. All right, here's another video.
You are disrespecting your mother's legacy, Dr. Weber. We worked with your mother on the bill.
So that is Akilah Weber with the red on. She's also part of the California Legislative Black Caucus. She's one of the CLBC crew. And they also, I don't know who this white guy she's talking to, but people in the background is telling her, hey, look, vote on this, put it in, put it in so they can vote on it. Put a vote on this. We need this bill. We really need it. You're giving everybody else resources. You're not giving black Americans. Now, these supposed to be, I don't know if she's a black American or, of course, her skin looks like us, right? So I don't know if she's black American or she's Caribbean or whatever. But a black caucus would be for black people, you would think, a little bit. And they're not looking out for their own people. That's why I said they'll get their own people to sabotage you so they don't look like the criminals. They'll say, oh, this black person to do something, they'll do what we want them to do. That's when I said earlier, that's why when I said earlier, I told you I had sent somebody a message, and I'm not going into no more detail other than saying that. And the message was, be careful because they can send people to do stuff, to change things around, to make things look another way. And here it is. We showing you the videos of this. We showing you it went down that way. They got people to do certain things to make things go a certain way. And what it boils down to is they don't want black Americans to have anything to do with getting large sums of money that has been owed for over 400 years. They rather give it to people just coming over the border. Then they go over there to some of these other Colorado. Now, don't get fooled with that because there was a lady who lived in Colorado on Twitter Spaces. That's why I say a lot of y'all probably need to go on Twitter Spaces. You get the real information when you go there. A lot of y'all on Facebook and other places, but maybe you want to get you a Twitter account too. And sometimes listen in on these live spaces. It's not a video, it's just an audio. So you can go in, make you a fake name or whatever if you want to do that, and listen into it because you'll learn a lot of stuff. There'll be a lot of bull, but you'll learn a lot of stuff too. And you get the real inside stuff that's going on. So I say that to say there's the lady who lives in Colorado who's on Twitter space, and she said herself, because the going thing is that they're trying to say, well, nobody can find where these Venezuelans have been taking over apartments and running the yard, if you will, right? They're saying that, and they're sending the police over, and the news is with them, and they just can't find nothing. And this lady says she lives out in that area, and she said what they're doing, they're going to the wrong buildings, kind of on purpose, and to make it look like they can't find nothing. So there's people on the ground over there in Colorado, in Aurora. I stayed in Aurora for a year and a half or so years ago in my teens. So I don't know if it's the location I stayed in or in that area. I kind of know the area a little bit. Years ago, I was over there. So this lady said, no, what they doing is they going to these other places. The news is going over there. But they said the landlord of the places where they took over, said the landlord is scared. They say they think the mayor is scared. So some Venezuelans got them shook. But these are the people that, y'all Democrats, you got the Bidens, the Kamalas, allow them folks to come over here, and then now they trying to put in a bill to like keep everybody from coming over. The job has already been done. The dirt's been done. You already let people over here, and they've been running amok up in New York, running amok crazy, in Chicago, in Colorado. They running amok. But this the people you gonna vote for. You gonna vote for this up and down, from top to bottom Democrat. And these are people that's, letting this happen. I'm just saying. All right. So we're gonna play this video again. So in a nutshell, the Democrats have sabotaged. They're keeping Black Americans from getting any type of resources. And all these Black Americans is out there homeless in California, in Atlanta. Black Americans homeless. There's other cities they homeless. Yet you letting all these people come in and giving them houses, giving them $150,000 loans, $25,000 loans, or that you're going to present that. I don't know. It's a thing where right is wrong all of a sudden now and wrong is right. Backwards thinking. I'm just saying. So all of this is going down. Right in front of our eyes. It's not like it's being hidden and you can't say, well, I don't see it. I don't believe that's happening. They doing everything in your face now because they don't give a damn. They doing it all in your face. Bottom line. It's in your face now. And all you can do is just go like, I don't see it. I don't believe that's happening. I don't believe that. Okay. All right. Let's play this video.
We have the votes. You are disrespecting your mother's legacy, Dr. Weber. We worked with your mother on the bill.
It's about the community. It's about the collective of our people. But this is American child slavery, though.
Do it for the ancestors. Do it for the ancestors.
We deserve a vote. You are hurting your mother's legacy right now, Dr. Weber. We need the bill to come on vote. Dr. Weber, we deserve a vote. Dr. Weber, tell the people why you're not bringing the bills up.
Yeah, talk to the community, talk to the people.
Why you're not bringing the bills up.
And Dr. Weber, talk.
Tell the people. Dude said, tell the people why you're not bringing these bills up. Tell the people why you're not bringing these bills up. Let's continue. I know she hear what he's saying, but she's talking to dude, listening to him, but I know she hear what he's saying. Tell the people why you're not bringing these bills up. You're supposed to be bringing these bills to the assembly floor so we can get voted on. What's going on, Akila? Miss Weber, what's going on? Why you not bringing it to the floor, homegirl? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right. Democrats, you waging war on Black Americans. You know the history. You know the history books, how it goes down when you do that. Okay. I'm just saying. It's not even about violence either. I'm just saying. It ain't got nothing to do with violence. So don't get it twisted. Although, when you look in the history books, there have been loads of revolts in America that they don't teach you in the schools of Black Americans fighting to not be enslaved and not to be captive. It's loads of revolts, rebellions that went on in New York and Florida, I think the Carolinas, I think Virginia's. Load of them, they don't want to tell you that. They don't want to teach it in school because it'll bring a certain psyche to the Black kids. The Black American kids have their heads up more and standing up like, hey, our people really looked out and stood up for themselves. They don't want that. So you're not going to get that in school. You got to learn it on your own. But there's been plenty of revolts. I think I had a book, and I think it's gone now. I know somebody took it, had it for years. I think I had it since I was a kid or in my teens or maybe early 20s. It had loads of revolts in that book that went down. I don't even know where it's at now. If I had a presence of mind and really think that far back to realize how valuable it was or would be or could be, I probably protected it a little bit more. What you don't protect will get stolen. I ain't forgot. What you don't protect will be stolen. Let's play it.
You are hurting your mother's legacy right now, Dr. Weber. We need the bill to come on vote. Dr. Weber, we deserve a vote. Dr. Weber, tell the people why you're not bringing the bills up.
Yeah, talk to the community, talk to the people.
Why you're not bringing the bills up.
And Dr. Weber, talk to the community.
Tell Kamala Harris why she's going to lose the election in November because you guys didn't bring reparations to the floor.
Exactly. The whole country's watching y'all right now.
The Democratic Party
not bringing the bills up.
You heard what she said about telling Kamala Harris what? Let's listen to that again.
And Dr. Weber, talk to the community.
Tell Kamala Harris why she's going to lose the election in November because you guys didn't bring reparations to the floor.
Exactly. The whole country's watching y'all right now.
The Democratic Party is at stake.
Yep.
The Democratic Party is at stake.
Yep, the Democrat Party at stake.
We gotta leave this place clear so we can get folks in, huh?
What was it up to? What was it up to?
Sign that bill, Dr. Weber. Sign that bill. We got the vote. Sign that bill.
We have no vote.
Yeah, sign that bill. Put it on the floor. Reparation time. No reparations.
Y'all check out her body language, right? You know, sometimes the body language speak more than the words. Check out the body language.
Sign that bill, Dr. Weber. Sign that bill. We got the vote. Sign that bill.
We have no vote.
Yeah, sign that bill. Put it on the floor. Reparation time. No reparations, no vote. No reparation, no vote. Dr. Shirley Weber.
Don't let them destroy your mother's legacy. Harsh courage.
Yep.
Harsh courage. Don't let them destroy your mother's courage.
Thank you.
Don't let them. Come on now.
Yeah, y'all gave $150,000 to immigrants, though.
Dr. Weber, we need you to stand up, Dr. Weber.
Yep.
Reparations time.
Reparations time.
McCarty.
You're talking to me.
Assemblyman McCarty.
She looked real pressured, y'all. Akilah Weber, you could tell in her face, she looked real pressured. She was getting the pressure. You could tell she was feeling the pressure on her face. So that was Akilah Weber, if I'm not mistaken. I really wanted to show you that other video. Oh, I could pull it. I'll keep tripping, like trying to figure out how I'm gonna show you this, but I think I got a way to do it. I'll do that here in a minute. It doesn't have any audio to it, but yeah, I think I'll be able to pull it up here in a minute. So that was Akilah Weber, and you heard the people in the background. Hey, look, Kamala Harris, she gonna suffer come November. Y'all don't pull these bills up. You don't bring these bills up for reparations. The Freedmen Agency and the Reparations Fund, which is an account, it's not any money. So even if people had issues about whether Senate Bill 1331 was about money, if I'm not mistaken, it was just a new account to get started to put in the Treasury, state Treasury. So none of it regarded any money. So why you couldn't bring those bills to the floor to be voted on, right? Why not? Why not? Okay. So yeah, that was Miss Weber. So lastly, well, next to last, we're going to take her off the screen now, is, look at this dude. I forget his name. But we might be able to pull it up in another video. This dude, I think, he's part of the CLBC crew as well. And he think it's just funny. He think it's funny that y'all black people might be using another word in his mind. Ha ha ha. Y'all ain't getting nothing. Look at this clown. Dude think it's a joke. I think he's down with the CLBC crew. Let's play it one more time. He think it's a game. All right. So yeah, dude think it's a game. He think it's fun and games. He think it's funny. We ain't bringing them bills to the floor. Ha ha. Ah ha ha. Ah ha 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 ha. He think it's a game, right? A lot of them folks got to get reelected in November. Hey y'all. Ho 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 ho. It's a game to him. I forget his name, but I think he's down with the CLBC crew too. So let me let that play. Let me see if I can find this other video I was thinking about here really quick. Oh, wait a minute. I just seen something. Y'all bear with me. Bear with your brother right here. Let me see if we can get this other thing pulled up, and then we're going to get out of here. I hope I saved it, or bookmarked it, I should say. This might be one of them. I see one. This might be it right here. All right. Yeah. All right. Oh, man, hold on. Hold. All right, let's get this pulled up. Let's get this one out of here. So, I just came on here so you guys can see the games that are being played. Hopefully, I broke it down to where you can understand it. Right? Hopefully, I broke it really down really good for you guys to understand and see the games, because that's what I want y'all to do. It might sound like I'm trying to convince y'all to do this, to vote for that. Nah, I really want you to see what's going down. See the games being played. Stop getting tricked by these folks. Stop making this thing a popularity thing. Start understanding and make your vote be worth something. Your vote is like money. You want to buy something, you want something for what you buying, what you want something for that money. You go to the store, you want a flat screen TV, 64-inch joint, 72-inch joint. You paying that money because you want something in return. Well, you putting a vote in, want something for that vote. Just don't go voting for, I like her and she's a black woman. I don't like Trump. He a racist. Because I think I told y'all before, there's plenty of stories of black people. And things, like I said, I'm not caping for them because I see certain things. I see where stuff he say could be good and work for black people. And then at the same time, I see like he plays. So I'm really not all the way on his corner. But what I'm saying is when you sit down and you start researching, because you can hear audio, hear people talk, watch videos or read articles, and you start sifting through all of that stuff from audio, written, and the visuals, and you start finding out Trump ain't what they was really saying he is. Because there's so many black people that came out and said that he did stuff for them in their favor. And he's been around black people for a long time. So he might be certain things here, but okay, if he's a racist, but he still keep looking out for black folk, y'all saying he's racist and he gonna bring the whole country back. He gonna bring it back to slavery times. But did he do that when he was president the first time? Did he do all those crazy things the first time? Was all of us in chains when he was president the first time? I sure wasn't in chains. I wasn't gonna be getting in no chains anyway without a fight, number one. So, but I didn't see that. He wrote there were several people that black people who was trying to run their businesses. I think I told the story before. This is verified by Judge Joe Brown, and there's a whole host of other stories. Black people couldn't go to the banks and get loans. People were saying, go and ask Trump. A few black business owners went to Trump. He wrote checks out to them. He said, ask them, you gonna pay me back? Yeah, we're gonna pay you back, sir. We're gonna pay you back. They go do their thing, use the money that Trump wrote the checks for, start their businesses, do whatever. They come back to Trump, wrote the check back, and the amount he gave them, I don't know if it was interest involved, but Trump said, well, hey, how's your business going? Y'all got everything together? Yeah, we got everything together. Sure, yes, sir. Yeah. Took the check that they wrote him back, ripped the check up and said, y'all enjoy your business. Have a nice day. Didn't even take the money. He just wanted to see if they was going to pay him back. Loads of stories like that. I think Angela Stanton said that he put a certain law in place because she was in jail and she was pregnant. She had to go to the hospital and had to have the baby with one of the deputies standing right there watching her have a baby. So Trump put in some law or something like, from now on when that happens, it was a black woman. So from now on, when a woman got have a baby, whatever, put in some ruling or some law that, nah, we're not gonna have these people standing here when this is happening. She gotta have a baby on her own, and just the doctors who need to be there, be there. Put that in play. It's a lot of stuff. And I'm not caping for the dude. Like I said, I pay attention as much as I can to a lot of stuff. But they were saying something about the Central Park Five. That's when he was supposedly a Democrat, when he put that article. And they said they was trying to get them something to happen to him. And it turned out that when people started looking, that wasn't the truth. So they putting a lot of lies on there to really try to make sure this dude does not become president, because there's a little things on a higher level in play. I won't get into it too much today. Might not get into it at all, but there's some other stuff in play, because Trump is kind of connected a little bit on a higher level to some big dogs, and these group of big dogs may not want him to get in play like that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna kind of keep it like in the street type of terminology a little bit. They don't want them. They all kind of on the same level, but they want to be like this. And Trump is like, nah, I ain't really feeling that. So I'm gonna get in there and disrupt what y'all trying to do, because I don't think that's cool for whatever reason. So they not feeling it. So they trying to do everything to him, try to embarrass him publicly, put laws on him, put charges on him. And Nancy Pelosi, there was a video that said they got a tactic they use. They use it all the time, or use it a lot. I forgot what I want to say quarterback sneak, but it's not called that. But she used a certain terminology where They'll say something bad about a person, then the news picks it up, and then they put it out in the news, and it kind of validates what they said about the person, but it's all to try to diss something. I forget the word, but try to make the person look bad so the masses of people can look at the person in a bad light instead of a positive light. Nancy Pelosi said this out of her own mouth. They use those tactics. This is why I said, for the last time, I'm going to say it. I told a person they going to put people into play to try to change things around. That's all I'm saying. And that's what they've been doing. So here's the video. Let me pull this. Let me get it up on the screen. And get on the Jumbotron Summer Jam. So here are all the people. The guy who was, no, okay, that's Stephen Bradford. So the guy you see, let me see something real quick. Let me see if it does. All right, yeah, there you go, I think. All right, yeah. So y'all see on the screen, Stephen Bradford. I think he's the one, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure here. You got to keep it 100. Yeah. So Stephen Bradford introduced those bills independently, the 1403 and the 1331. He introduced those bills. Starting from the left of the screen, you see the lady, and then the next person, that's Stephen Bradford. He was the one that introduced the bills. All right. And any one of these, and on the side, I showed you in the video earlier, the first lady there, that's Lori Wilson. She was in the video. And Isaac Bryan, I said Bryant, but I guess it's Brian. That was the bald, light-skinned dude when he had the interaction with the white dude. They had that, well, vote on the bill, vote on the bill. Well, now you present it on the floor. I vote on it. That's him. And then the far right, that's Dr. Akilah Weber. That was the lady in another one of the videos. All right. So you're just going to get to see who's who, the CLBC crew. Let's see who's who in the CLBC crew. All right. Now, none of these folks were in the videos, but they are part of the CLBC crew. You got Mia Bonta, Christopher Holden, Dr. Corey Jackson, and Kevin McCarty. All right. Got to be aware of my surroundings around here. Boom. You got, now that's who it was. So now you got Tina McKinnon, right? Tina McKinnon, Mike Gibson, they weren't in the video. You got Lola, I think it's Cuevas, I think that's her name. And you got Reggie Byron Jones. Reggie Byron Jones. All right. Reggie Byron Jones. That's the dude who was. That was him. All right. That was the one who was doing this walking. He thought everything was a joke. That's Reggie Byron Jones on the far right. That's who was in that video. Just so y'all can see who are the players. All these black folks, you're not going to do nothing for your own black people. And because they was all mad at Stephen Bradford. That's why they didn't want to put it, because they was mad that he introduced the bill independently. All right? They was mad at him. That's the rumor. They was mad at him because he did it independently. So I don't know if that meant they all wanted to do it together, or maybe there's also been said that he's probably going to be gone. So I don't think he's going to run again or something to that effect. So it's like one of those things like, all right, I'm going to fix y'all. They might have had some beef within their clique. They might have had some beef. So he's like, I'm going to fix y'all. I'm going to put these bills in, because I ain't going to be back anyway. I'm going to put these bills in, and it's going to make y'all look silly if y'all don't vote on these bills or you don't present it to the floor. It might have been one of those plays, right? It could have been that. So all these folks was mad because this guy here decided he was going to put in 1403 SB bill and SB 1331. All right. So I'm just going to play them all now, so y'all see who the players are of the CLBC crew. You got Shirley Weber. I think she was in the. No, she wasn't. Oh, hold on. Let me see what that is. Hold on. Hold on here. What was that? Let's go down here real quick. All right. AB 1840 home. Oh, this okay. Home purchase. Wait a minute. Oh, there was something else I had to talk about. Hold on. Also, before we get out of here, now that it's coming to me, let me keep it in remembrance and bring this up. All those people you seen on that video, I think all of them or most of them, they was all for, if I'm not mistaken, you can put, whether if I get off the air from being live or I'm still here now, you can comment, anybody. If I'm not mistaken, they were all also involved in the improvement of illegal aliens getting these $150,000 home vouchers or loans or whatever, like off the top. So all these black folks, these black people were cool with approving or having some involvement in the okay of illegal people not even allowed to be over here. Don't know if they're a cartel member, criminal, or whatever. They can get that money. I think it might be some stipulations and stuff like that, but they still over here illegally. Come over here off the top, they can get all that money. But people who built this country over 400 years ago, they dead and gone. Their children are alive right now, and the living members of that family of slaves that's been dead and gone can't get nothing. Can't even get these bills. They got nothing to do with even having money. Can't even get that put on the floor. I mean, y'all let me know, is that right or wrong? What's right? What's wrong? Is now the thing, whatever is right is really wrong now, and then what's wrong is really right now? Is that the backwards thinking we rocking with now? I'm just saying. So I don't know if I don't remember hearing this particular bill, assembly bill, looks like 1840. The result is passed, assembly floor. 53 people gave it an okay, and 18 people gave it the no. And I don't know what NVR count is. It might be no vote something, maybe. That's 8. AB 1840, Arambula, concurrence in Senate amendments. All the A's. Okay. So all the people that was cool with this, that's the home purchase assistance. I think that's the bill that I was just talking about. That they okayed it for other groups of people to get. I think that's it right there. And everybody that's highlighted in yellow are the ones that's in the CLBC. So they was good for approving that, but they couldn't put them Freedmen Agency bill up and that reparations fund bill up. But they was cool with this. But all through slavery times, you had black people doing other black people wrong anyway. When other black people was deciding they was going to stand up and tired of being enslaved, you had other black people telling Massa, they about to go try to escape from you. So it's been going on over 400 years. We still got people like that today. Massa, look, they's about to go, they gonna escape, they gonna take your weapons and try to kill you, Massa. I'm just saying, that's people like that right now. And I think that's what this bill is. The Home Purchase Assistance Program. Hold on, let me play it a little longer and see what happens. Okay. Well, that's it. The Home Assist. I think that was it. That might have been it. All right. So, yeah, there we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all, man. I hope y'all learned something from this. I learned something just talking and breaking it down. Things have become clearer. I hope it's become clear to you. I don't know who you're going to be voting for. I don't know if you're going to be voting down ballot, all Democrats all the way down, and you're not doing no research on who you're voting on and what their policies are. And again, this ain't a video to try to tell you don't vote for the Democrats, don't vote for the Republicans. It's just to show you, like, yo, this is what's going on behind your back. Y'all need to know this so you have some more information to arm yourself so you can maybe know what to do with that information. At least you be more aware. At least, if anything, it's bringing you more awareness. It was something else I was going to say. But it's going to bring you some more awareness of what's going on. Oh, make your vote. Look at your vote as being money. You want something for that money that you get ready to give up, right? Same thing for your vote. You want something for that vote that you ready to give up, right? So do something for that vote. Make sure you get something for that vote. Make sure you just not. And to some people, it might just be, we just don't want Trump in office. So I'm going to give you my vote. And in return, we don't want Trump in office. That might be the reason. I don't know. But I would think you should want something a little bit more than that. If you want it to be that, but also have it do something. Your family might be in a certain dire need. So if you want to give up your vote to move Trump out, make sure he don't get in, but also make sure y'all get something else. Just don't let it be that. Just don't let it be because y'all thinking he's doing this and he's doing that. He going to enslave you. He would have enslaved you the first time that he was president. I'm just saying. So, but yeah, hopefully y'all learned something, man. That's probably the main thing. I want y'all to be up on some information. When I get it, I try to share it with y'all. And try to not be biased, like trying to do it leaning. I'm leaning this side. That's why I try to tell you from all angles, so those don't look like I'm trying to just be on one-sided. Because I think both of them is on some game playing. It's obvious. But just don't be the lesser two evil mindset. Don't have that no more. Because I did say this another time. I said this election gonna wake up a lot of people from any elections further out from now on. All the backbiting and all the game playing, the stabbing in the back that goes on, to try to keep one ethnic group all the way at the bottom and bring all these other ethnic groups up over them. Because like I said, the play also might be to bring as much people across the border, make it legal for them to vote, and bring so many that there will be more of them than it is Black Americans. And then when it comes to voting, it won't even matter for Black Americans no more because it'd be so many millions of people of other ethnic groups. Our vote don't matter no more. And it really won't matter then. So then nobody can say, oh, you should just vote for this, because they'll keep bringing folks in and giving them all these resources and then putting them up in government positions and putting them in positions where they can make decisions over you, over your people, over your families. Got to look at the play. And also the play, they were saying the possibility that they was going to take all these Venezuelan, which I doubt, Mexican or whoever else come over here to kind of build up our military again. So that might be another play, to bring them all over here illegally and then usher them into the military. But that could be a dangerous thing, because then you're giving them a lot of knowledge on how to do things, military tactics, and or you don't know if they're going to turn on you and use some military tactics on the people that's been living here for years. I'm just saying. I'm looking at it from all angles. So again, I appreciate y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Share this video. Tell people about this video. It'll give them some information. It'll knowledge them up. It'll knowledge them up. All right? So they can keep their eyes open and then be looking for things instead of being blinded and doing, I don't see, I don't believe it. I don't see it. I don't believe that's happening. Now I want your eyes to be open so you can see what's going on. So you don't get played. I don't want people to get played. That's the bottom line. This is What's the 411 News. Appreciate y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Tell your people to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Specifically on YouTube. But we are live on Facebook. Or now that Facebook and Twitter is not making it available for us to go live, we can just put the links on it. If you're on Twitter, you can just go to the Twitter page. What's the 411 News, I think, or WT4 News. Facebook is What's the 411 News. YouTube is What's the 411 News. Twitch, I think it's the same. What's the 411 News. We on Spotify. I got to start putting videos back up on Spotify. I think that's it. We'll be adding some. I think we on Fanbase, or we will be adding Fanbase in case y'all are on Fanbase, social media app, and a few other places. We're going to expand and grow and be available in all places where everybody goes. Not everybody goes to the same place. People go to different locations to get their information, their news, their entertainment. So we're going to try to be everywhere with it. All right? Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you check your subscribe. Sometimes YouTube wants to move folks out because when you giving them, when you knowledging them people up, when we knowledging you up, they don't like that. So they're going to try to shadow ban the channels. Sometimes they do it on Facebook. And I'm not going to go into it, but Facebook, Zuckerberg woke up. He got his wake-up call about blocking videos. At least on paper, he realized his mistake. And I've said that in videos, hoping he'll hear my message. I don't know if it had anything to do with me talking about it or trying to get his attention, but in a recent news article, Zuckerberg woke up about blocking people when the pandemic happened. They was trying to suppress a bunch of people, my videos included. Now he realized he made a mistake. That's all I'm saying. All right? Thank y'all. I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all got some valuable intel. All right? And we gonna get out of here, man. I done talked enough. Appreciate y'all. Much love for even coming in, for those who even came in to check this out from whatever platform you came in and listened to or watched us, actually. It will be on some listening platforms, too, in a little while later on. So for those who will catch the listening or be listening to this, thank y'all as well, because it won't be live, so you'll be listening to the replay. So I want to thank y'all in advance for listening in. For those who listen to the audio platforms, like, the podcast listening platforms, there's all kinds outside of Spotify. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate it. Again, hopefully you've been informed. Hope I knowledged you up. Hope you got knowledged up. That's my word. Knowledge. You got knowledged up. This is What's the 411 News. One love. I'm out. Peace.
Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.